Set this shit up, man. Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure everything ready to go. You feel me, man? Salute. What's happening? Very eventful weekend or Saturday of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Let me set this shit up, man. This shit kind of hella close. Let me move this shit back some. There we go. There we go. That shit hella close. For no reason. What's good, man? What's going on, man? What's good? You know what I'm saying? We got Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. You know what I'm saying? We had D Will, shout out to D Will, Darren Williams from Dallas, Texas, you feel me? Versus Frank Gore. You know, some circus acts. You know what I mean? Put on some very entertaining spectacles. Yesterday was very eventful. They had I know they had the Zerto Ramirez fight. And then also, who else fought? There was a couple other people that fought, I believe. Salute to everybody that's pulling up, man. Shout out to the brother Diavian Bible in the building. Elvis Narte in the building. What's good? Skinny 2 Liddy in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to my brother Mike Rhyme in the building. Reginald Mackey in the building. What's good? DJ Zion Love in the building. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? My brother Tez Frank in the building. What's good? Braden White in this hoe. What's good, my brother? What's happening, man? Shout out to my brother Jay Harris, Too Real in the building, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. KB in this motherfucker, you hear me? Kadeem Lawrence in the building. Salute the OG Mr. Munn in the building, man. Appreciate you for coming through, OG. What's good? What's happening, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Earl the True Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas is coming up next. Unification match. I know we all wanted to see Terrence Bud Crawford and ERROL Spence fight next. But you know what? This is a unification match. It's for a title. It's a big fight. Yordenis Ugas coming off the biggest win of his career. Arguably the best win of the active welterweights in boxing right now. Yordenis Ugas arguably has the best win out of all the active welterweights in boxing right now over Manny Pacquiao, who was on a nice win streak, you know, who had came off of beating undefeated unified champion Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas, he's strong, he's feeling confident. You know, he got this new sense of, he's always been a tough competitor, strong guy, very skilled fighter, Cuban fighter, has that foundational boxing background and just those sharp skills that most Cubans have when it comes to the sweet science. A very good, a very good amateur background. He actually defeated Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. You know, so this guy's a very skilled fighter, and he showed that in his performance versus Manny Pacquiao that got him into this position today. He's been petitioning and, you know, beating down the door of the WBA to make this fight happen. You know, they kept turning them down, man. And, you know, the brother Earl, the True Spence Jr. had to, you know, get on the phone with Al Heyman, man. They had to put a play together. You know what I'm saying? They had to call a 42 wide receiver reverse with the flea flick on the end, say we need to make this play so we can make this fight happen. You feel me? Like Earl the True Spence Jr. said, it's chess, not checkers. You know, he trying to unify. And he said, he was gonna get all the belts on his side and then, you know, going to the Bud fight undisputed. But we're gonna talk about it though. Hey, appreciate y'all for pulling up. Shout out to JT Comedy in the building. What's good? You know what I'm saying? Said Spence over all. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all know how I'm rocking, man. You know, I got the brother Earl Spence doing this thing. I just think he the best right now at welterweight, you know. I think he the best fighter, man. I think he gonna come out on top when it's all said and done. Lake Show, Chip Show in the building. Salute to you. What's good? What's happening? But yeah, you know, shout out to the brother Murray in the building. What's good with you? You know, but ERROL Spence is doing everything he said he was gonna do. You know, it's crazy how a lot of people, they forget that this man sat up there and told you exactly what he was looking to do. He said, look, I'm finna collect all the belts on my side. And when he say, why don't I take the easier road? He's saying these fights are easier to make. These guys are already with PBC. We all got the same manager. We can easily put a call. The only thing that was blocking this fight was the WBA. But the actual fight, the negotiations to actually make that fight is simple. Just like with Sean Porter, just like with you know, whoever else was on the PBC side that actually wanted to fight. We all know that Keith Thurman didn't want to fight ERROL Spence at the time. So I mean, you can't make a motherfucker fight. But the guys that actually want to get in the ring, it's easy to make those fights when y'all all under the same umbrella. So Earl said, look, you know, I'm gonna get all the belts on this side. So that way, you know, once I clean up all this, I'm gonna come into this fight with 3 belts, unified champion. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get it on for all the marbles. You feel me? Everything on the line, undisputed. And I truly believe that the winner of that fight gotta be #1 pound for pound in the world. You know, but first, let's not get ahead of ourselves. ERROL Spence still has to get past Ugas. Yordenis Ugas is going to be a very tough customer. He ain't going to go in there and fold. He going to put it all on the line. If you've been paying attention to Yordenis Ugas, what he's been tweeting, you know, brother don't speak English, but, you know, he got somebody putting them tweets up for him. You know what I'm saying? So I assume that those words are actually coming from, you know, his thoughts. But if you really been paying attention to him, man, he been hungry. Like, he been focused and so determined to show what he can do. Because a lot of people counted him out in that fight versus Manny Pacquiao. I actually thought Manny Pacquiao was going to get the victory in that fight. I knew that Ugas was a live dog and he had a very great chance of winning that fight. But he came out and he had a huge upset victory. You know, he put on a great performance, outboxed Manny Pacquiao, swole up both Manny Pacquiao eyes. Manny Pacquiao getting fed applesauce and oatmeal and shit, and he don't even know what he eating and shit. You know what I'm saying? The only way he know what he eating is by the taste. You know, he don't even know where to spoon at and shit. You feel me? So, you know, he fucked Manny Pacquiao up, and a lot of people didn't expect him to do that. You know, so now he really, like I told y'all I was really the truth the whole time. And he's been on a very, like, impressive win streak if you take out that Sean Porter loss, which a lot of people, I thought Sean Porter edged that fight out, but a lot of people thought that Yordenis Ugas beat Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? So if you really pay attention to it, man, like, you know, Yordenis Ugas has really been putting up some great performances. He went out there and beat undefeated Omar Figueroa, you know, beat him up real bad. You know what I'm saying? So, man, he's been doing a lot to put himself in this position, and I think he deserves the opportunity. You know, it was really fucked up on how the WBA was trying to block this man out of an opportunity to unify with ERROL Spence. And shout out to Imantis Stanionis. Shout out to him and his team. I'm pretty sure that you know, he took some step aside money. You know, they probably cut him a nice hefty size check. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, here, hold this. You feel me? Like, hold this, bro. We got like bigger shit going on. Fuck with me one time. Hold this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna double back and we gonna come fuck with you once we handle this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Stanionis for actually stepping aside and realizing that this is much bigger than you. You dig what I'm saying? You know, but that's fucked up though, that it had to go to that. Because the WBA, like, how can you put a guy like Yordenis Ugas, who is a veteran in the game, he's not getting any younger, coming off the biggest win of his career. He just beat the legend Manny Pacquiao. He was a huge underdog in that fight. And he beat the real champion, and you want to throw him in a tournament with some youngsters, like before he even get a chance to walk around with the belt, before he even get a chance to unify. You dig what I'm saying? So A17 Boxing be in the building. Salute to you, my brother. He said, what Spud gonna do? Hey man, you know, I don't know what he gonna do. He need to fight. He need to fight. He need to go after I don't know. He might have to fight Virgil Ortiz. And that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Said Bud gonna fight Thurman. That depends because Thurman is fighting in January. So I don't know if like is Bud gonna sit out for 8 months? You know, is he going because you know, if Thurman fights in January, he probably won't come back till late spring, early summer. And Bud fought in November. So is he gonna sit out 8-9 months to wait on Keith Thurman? Or should he try to get a fight in? Because I'm gonna tell you, Errol Spence he's about to start picking up momentum. All that shit, all the naysayers, all that shit that motherfuckers been talking about. Salute to the Queen D in the building. What's good? Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for coming through. All that shit that everybody been talking about, you know, I told y'all Errol Spence be listening to that shit, man. The whole time this dude been in the gym, you know, focused. You feel me? The whole time he been in the gym working, you know, trying to make shit happen. Now we got a unification fight coming up. So he finna start picking up steam. I think this gonna be a good fight. But man, I think you about to see one of the best Errol Spence performances. Again, this dude was gearing up to fight Manny Pacquiao. He already fucked up about Garrett Lasabia in the building. Salute. He already fucked up about missing that Pacquiao fight. You know, and I thought he was looking to be in the best shape that I ever seen him in leading up to that fight, the training camps and how he was looking leading up to that fight. So keep in mind, you know, he go in there, he put on a great performance versus Ugas, could possibly get his first stoppage in the last 3-4 fights, which would be huge. Again, Ugas never been stopped before, so that'll be nice. Terrence Crawford coming off stopping somebody that never been stopped before. If Errol Spence fuck around, stop Ugas, that'll be some wild shit. But again, he's gonna be picking up momentum. I'm thinking Errol Spence is looking to fight 3 times in 2022. So it's gonna be very important for Terrence Crawford not to sit on the shelf. Especially, you know, I think he's still fresh and he's still, even though he's 34, I think Terrence Crawford is still fresh. He hadn't taken a lot of punishment in his career. And, you know, he's taking great care of himself inside and outside the ring. So I think he's fresh, but at the same time, you're getting older in age and you're going to have to stay active. You're going to have to keep those wheels turning so you can be ready for a guy like Errol Spence. Because again, that work rate that Errol Spence is going to bring to the table is going to be something that Terrence Crawford ain't had to deal with. That type of jab is going to be something that Terrence Crawford ain't had to deal with. You know, so with Errol picking up momentum, it's going to be very important for Terrence Crawford to get a fight in and not just wait on Keith Thurman. Because I don't think Keith Thurman is going to fight immediately after he fights Mario Barrios. And it ain't even a given that he going to beat Mario Barrios. I would like to see Terrence Crawford get in there with Virgil Ortiz. Why not? Go ahead and I don't think they mandated the Virgil Ortiz fight yet. I know he's #1 in the WBO, but there's nothing that's been mandated yet. But hopefully there is a mandatory that comes into play if he can't get a credible voluntary defense, somebody that's going to help him, you know, just stay sharp. You dig what I'm saying? King P in the building, salute. What's good? Said people forget Earl is trying to build his own legacy as well without Crawford. Yeah, man, it's about legacy, but it's about, you know, doing the things that he set out to do, wanting to become undisputed. And in order to be undisputed, man, you got to get all the belts. So whether you fight Crawford now and then fight Ugas, or you fight Ugas now and then fight Crawford, I actually think this was a great chess move by Errol Spence, and it was smart to push the issue to make sure that you get this Yordenis Ugas fight first, because who knows if they would have allowed this shit, if they would allow Ugas to get sucked up into that tournament with those with Butayev and Imantas Stanionis and all that shit, who knows what would have happened with that WBA belt. that shit probably could have got lost in the sauce, and he probably never would have got a chance to get that. You feel me? So I think it was very smart to try to make that fight happen now. Go ahead and take that strap off Ugas, and then worry about the bullshit later, and then try to get Terrence Crawford in the ring for Undisputed. That was the best case scenario, and that's what actually, you know, turned out to happen. You know, and hopefully everything goes well in regard to the build up of this fight, and we actually get in the fight. You know, the fight actually happens, because things do happen, just like with Spence and Pacquiao. Things do happen, but you know, like Earl said, man, look, no more hiccups. Line them up, and I'm ready to get to it, bro. You feel me? And I'm liking that energy. And I won't, even though Errol Spence is about to fight Yordenis Ugas, everybody that's still on that bullshit, because you know people still gonna be hating. They're gonna be like, oh, he ducking Crawford, even though he fighting a unification match versus a very tough opponent in Yordenis Ugas, coming off again probably the best and biggest win in the welterweight division amongst active welterweights. Can anybody name a win bigger than what Yordenis Ugas has in the current crop of welterweights right now? Can anybody name somebody with a better win? You really can't name, a fighter that got a better win. He got the best win right now, and he's coming off of his best performance. So, you know, this is going to be a tough guy. This ain't going to be nobody you going to walk over. And the people, you know, you can't hate on this fight. You can't hate on this. But it's still going to be naysayers and people talking about, you know, Errol Spence ducking and all this type of shit. So I'm talking about overall name, everything. Him being an underdog versus Pacquiao, Pacquiao's name. You feel me? Everything. He got the best win on his resume. He got the best win. He got the best win. Out of the current welterweights right now, Yordenis Ugas coming off the best win. And if Earl would have fought Manny Pacquiao, even though people would have been like, you know, he was supposed to beat Manny, leading up to that fight, there was plenty of people that was saying Manny was going to beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's a huge win for Yordenis Ugas. It would have been a big win for anybody, honestly. Any of these guys. If Terrence Crawford fought him, it would have been a big win. You know? But salute to the brother Jay Harris, too real, in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said a lot of y'all commenting how Bud gonna fight Taylor over Ortiz because it's an easier fight, but I think it's the opposite. Oh, that's a good point. I think that Josh Taylor is a tougher fight for Bud as opposed to Ortiz. I agree. If that's what you're saying, I agree. I think Taylor is a tougher fight. More experienced fighter, more pedigree. I think he's more skilled than Ortiz. The only thing that Ortiz has over Taylor is that he's already acclimated to the 147-pound division. Salute to the brother 704 Joe in the building, man. Dallas, Texas, man. What's good? Appreciate you for pulling up. You know, but yeah, people gonna say all this bullshit. Yeah, Jay Harris too real. I agree with you, bro. I think Taylor will be a tougher fight. I think Taylor is a tougher fight. I think the Ortiz fight is a good fight, but I think Terrence Crawford stops Virgil Ortiz. I think he stops Virgil Ortiz. I think it's going to be a good competitive fight, but I think the Josh Taylor fight is more difficult. He's just a better fighter than Virgil Ortiz, in my opinion. You know, but styles make fights. You know, so there will be some things that Virgil Ortiz bring to the table that's going to give Bud some issues early on. But I think he going to fuck around and catch Virgil with some shit and fuck him off. Said I actually think Bud will fight Spence for a chance at all the belts. I don't know if it'll be 50-50 split in the money, though. Yeah, no. Hey, when that shit come around, when they get time to make Spence and Crawford for Undisputed, motherfuckers' minds going to start getting right quick. Because it's going to be too much money on the line. Salute to my brother Jay Cooley in the building. What's good? You know, it's going to be too much money on the line. And then all those belts on the line. But remember, I spoke on this before. I talked about Terrence Crawford, his desire to become undisputed in two weight classes. He already did it at 140. He get that opportunity with Errol Spence, his mind gonna get right real quick. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? He gonna start entertaining the idea of taking whatever split that Errol Spence offered to him, because that opportunity is not gonna come often. You're not gonna get that chance to be, you don't get a chance to be undisputed one time often in this sport, but to get a chance to be undisputed 2 times and all you need is one fight. Errol Spence went and did all the heavy lifting. He went and collected 3 belts one by one. So all you got to do is beat Errol Spence and now you the undisputed champion? You think Terrence Crawford gonna turn that down? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? But salute to my brother Justin Coleman in the building. What's good? Said EJ versus Brook was a bigger win. It was definitely a big win. Definitely a big win, but I don't think it was bigger than Yordenis Ugas beating Manny Pacquiao, because he was an underdog and it's Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought Manny was gonna stop Ugas. You know, but I think I think it's just good that he's coming off his best win, and that's gonna make this fight that much better. You're gonna have a hungry Yordenis Ugas that really want to prove something, you know, and that's gonna make Earl raise his level of intensity. You feel me? And this is perfect for Errol Spence right now. This is perfect. You know, you get a tough fight, unification, a guy that's going to allow you to see where you at right now. I think Errol Spence is good. He's in great shape. He don't have no like physical injuries. The only thing was with the partial tear of the retina, of course, something that heals fairly quickly. However, you know, it's still such a significant injury, or could be a significant injury if you don't get the surgery right away, which he actually did get the surgery like right away. And if you come back too soon, I think he's taking all the proper precautions to be able to, shout out to Lawrence RBE in the building, fans perspective in the building, said, I think Earl stops Ugas. Me too. We'll talk about that too. But I think, you know, Earl has taken all the proper precautions to make sure that he's going to be, he recovered well, he's healthy, he's strong, never got out of shape. Man, he finna go into this fight with Yordenis Ugas powered up, back with Blu-ray, looking phenomenal, cut up like a bag of dope. You finna see Errol Spence take it to another level. And the fact that everybody has been doubting him, the fact that everybody been, you know, changing their picks and changing their tune and saying this and that. I told y'all, bruh, he hear that shit. He be seeing what's going on online. He be paying attention to that shit. You feel me? So that's why I say keep running your mouth. If you one of those folks that's, oh, you change, you used to think a certain type of way about Earl, but you changing your tune now because Bud done stopped Sean Porter, or you know, Terrence Crawford coming out on social media talking crazy and all type of shit like that. You feel me? If you changing your tune now, I just say that's cool, you know, but keep running your mouth, because Errol Spence quietly working. And that's what I want to see, you know. I'd rather a guy that's quiet, putting that work in, making fights behind the scenes, making unifications behind the scenes, you know, and especially when we talk about the character of Errol Spence, we know what type of savage he is when he gets in that ring, when he really put his head down and focus, and he say, look, you know, I'm trying to kill something. You know what type of energy you gonna get. And again, I said that again. When you put somebody like this in the position of an underdog, you gonna get a beast. You gonna get a beast. Salute to the brother Diavian Bible in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, side note, last night was actually a pretty good night of boxing. I agree with you. I was very entertained. What stood out the most for me was that boy Richardson Hitchens looked sharp. I missed his fight, and I'm going to have to go check him out, but I heard he looked real good. Salute to the brother Dion Kennedy in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, do you see Bud fighting Mel next year? Nah, I don't see him fighting Jamil, because I think next year Earl will be at 154. And when Earl goes to 154, I think Jamel Charlo moves up to 160. So I don't see Bud fighting Mel at all. I would like to see it. I think it's a fun fight. You know, I don't think he'll beat Jermell Charlo. I just don't. I think once Jermell hit him with something, you know, it's going to change everything. Salute to the brother G5 Gabe in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, salute, contender, man. You see how they talking now? Yeah, man. Hey, but you know what? Salute to my brother Big Tex 33 in the building. What's good? Yes, sir, we working, man. You know, I had to pull up on y'all boys and talk a little bit of boxing. You know, so much shit done went on in the last 24 to 30 hours, man. I had to get on here and talk that shit. You know, shout out to my brother Eclectic Agitator in the building. Black Boxing Kings in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. What's good? M Stub 2002 in the building. What's good with you? Said same energy, Crawford versus Ennis. Yeah, you know, I want that too. What's up? Let's talk about Crawford versus Ennis. You feel me? You know, everybody was talking about Ennis and ERROL Spence. Shit, Ennis ranked in the WBO too. What's up with that? You know, but I think shit, Crawford should fight Virgil Ortiz or Josh Taylor next. Well, I think those are the most likely fights. Those are the fights that are most likely to happen next for Terrence Crawford. The Ennis fight is a possibility, but I don't think that's something that they gonna like run towards. Not to say that Terrence Crawford wouldn't fight Ennis or anything like that. I don't think that's something that they would try to run toward. That fight would have to be mandated or something. I just don't see it happening next. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Crawford understanding that he's gonna have the fight of his life coming up ahead of him with ERROL Spence. So I don't think he want to go down that road and fight Boots and then try to fight Earl. I don't really see that. Salute to the OG Mr. Money in that super chat coming through and showing love. I appreciate it, my brother. He said, I think Virgil is a tougher fight for Bud than Taylor. His jab and control aggression brings a lot of pressure. Jay Taylor will allow him to think. You know what? That's a great point. I think you can look at it a couple of ways, Mr. Monk, because styles make fights. And I think Virgil Ortiz he's going to present a more physically imposing presence and style on Terrence Crawford, which could give him some issues. It's one of the same reasons why I think ERROL Spence is going to give him a whole lot of issues. The only reason why I say that the Josh Taylor fight might be more difficult is just the skill set. Now, again, that might play into the hands of Terrence Crawford because, like you said, Josh Taylor is going to try to play chess with him. And you don't really want to do that with Terrence Crawford because he's a thinking man in that ring and he can make adjustments. But I just think Virgil Ortiz might be a little too green. I might be looking too much into that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because Ortiz could turn out to be the tougher match. You know what I'm saying? He got a great jab, and he's getting better and better. Every time I see him, he's improving. His jab is fast, it's powerful. He got a motor. And again, if you saw there's an interview that Virgil Ortiz did with Paulie Malignaggi, where he was saying, you know, people was comparing Virgil Ortiz to ERROL Spence, and he was like, well, there's a reason for that because we came up in the same gym. You know, when ERROL Spence was really, I think ERROL Spence was eight, 9, 10 years, something like that, older than Virgil Ortiz. You know, Virgil Ortiz was a young boy in the gym, but they was being trained by the same Mexican trainer. They both had like a similar come forward, heavy jab, power shots behind the jab. So they got a similar style. I just think Virgil Ortiz is a little green, but I could be reading too much into that. I think both fights are definitely good. And I really don't think that Josh Taylor taking Terrence Crawford as his first fight at 147, that might not be the best thing to do. You know what I'm saying? AMG Sports in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Hey, y'all hit that like button as you pull up, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Anton Young in the building. What's good with you, my brother? You know, but damn. Y'all got me thinking, you know, I think Terrence Crawford beats both Virgil Ortiz and Josh Taylor. Let's make that clear. Let me just make that clear. I think Crawford beats both of them. You know what I'm saying? I think he might stop both of them. But I don't know. We'll see. Said Earl 7 years older. Yeah, okay. But you know, you can tell, you can definitely see similarities in Spence's style and Ortiz's style. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely see the similarity there. Eagle City 56 in the building. Salute. What's good? Say you got what you wanted. Yeah, man. You know, and I wasn't tripping either way. Whether Earl fought Terrence Crawford next, it's unification. And it's the fight that we want to see. The biggest fight in the sport of boxing. The biggest fight in combat sports, period, right now. And it has been for some years now. And I wasn't going to trip either way. But in my opinion, this was just best case scenario, because we don't have to, with Yordenis Ugas and Spence, you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole and all the you know, gymnastics and all the extra shit to make a fight on the business side. That shit can easily be made. Earl want to fight Ugas and Ugas want to fight Earl. They got the same manager. Easy. The only thing that was blocking that was the WBA. You feel me? So why not go ahead and get that out the way? Also, Errol Spence missed out on the Pacquiao fight. He gets a chance to start the year off early. I think this fight is going to happen in February. I think it's going to be like late February, early March at the latest. I don't think this fight happens no later than March 15th. So this is perfect to set Earl up to fight 3 times next year. You know what I'm saying? This is a perfect opportunity because he need that shit. He been out. He didn't fight not once in 2021. He didn't have no fights this year. Last fight was December of 2020 versus Danny Garcia. Mandatory WBC defense. So this is perfect. This is a perfect opportunity for Errol Spence. Go ahead and get in there. It's a meaningful fight. Unification, a tough competitor. And you're going to get a chance to fight in the first quarter of the year, set yourself up to fight 3 times. You know, there could be a possibility where he'll have to adhere to a mandatory in the middle of the year. Maybe like June, July, something like that. It's possible. I hope that's not the case. Hopefully we're able to get the Terrence Crawford fight immediately after the Ugas fight, but there could be a possibility that he'll have to adhere to a mandatory, let's say June or July for the IBF. You know what I'm saying? And then later in the year, fall, November, you know what I'm saying, September, November, October, something like around there, we'll get the Spence versus Crawford fight for Undisputed. You dig what I'm saying? So that's like the perfect scenario for me. But I would love to have Earl fight Ugas February, and then immediately like summertime we get Spence versus Crawford. That's the best case scenario. Boys in here still saying that Errol Spence ducked Manny Pacquiao. You can't be serious. You know what? People really believe that. I really had people like in the comments talking about Errol Spence was ducking Manny Pacquiao. He faked the eye injury. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Why would Earl, you seen what Yordenis Ugas did to Manny Pacquiao? Why would Errol Spence duck Manny Pacquiao? And then on top of that, why would he turn down that payday? Why would he miss out on that payday? You know what he was gonna get paid? It was gonna be a bag. Why would he do that? Hey, they mad, bro. Why these folks in here mad, man? Hey, them shooters got them sniper rifles out, man. You know what I'm saying? Them boys mad. I don't know what's wrong with them. Make it make sense. Hey, shout out to my brother Vigilante Cato in the building. What's good? North St. Jizzle in the building. Salute. Said Spence would have killed Pac-Man. On me. Bruh, Errol Spence was going to beat the dog shit out of Manny Pacquiao, and it wasn't going to be funny. It was going to be a situation where you low-key might have felt bad for Pac-Man. Like, you low-key was probably going to be like, you know, damn, you know, you probably would have wanted to jump in the ring and pull Earl up off of him. That's how bad that shit was going to get. I'm telling you, bruh. Yordenis Ugas, you know, Yordenis Ugas put the beats on him, man. He really did. I don't even think Ugas went all out. I think Ugas just decided, let me play it safe, you know, jab, overhand right. Let me just box him. He beat him up with the jab. Ugas low key probably could have did more damage. I think if Ugas really like pressed on the gas and went forward in that fight, he'd have fucked around and stopped Manny Pacquiao. I'm not gonna lie to you. So imagine what Earl would have did, man. It wasn't gonna be nice. Shout out to the brother Hector Abrines, man. What's good? Dalen Chapo in the building, salute. Hey, we know Dalen Chapo, man. He like the biggest Manny Pacquiao fan. You know what I'm saying? He like the leader of the Manny Pacquiao toxic cult. He said, how was Earl gonna beat the daylights out of Pac? Bruh, if you haven't seen, bruh, go back and watch my breakdowns. The lead up to that fight, bro, I gave you, it wasn't nobody on YouTube giving you a better breakdown than I gave you of that fight. Go back and watch my breakdowns on why I thought Errol Spence was going to beat Manny Pacquiao. Nobody on YouTube gave you a better breakdown than that. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So go back and watch that. It's literally, Manny Pacquiao literally only had a puncher's chance, bro. It wasn't nothing he was going to be able to do. I don't know how he was, if he couldn't even get on the inside of Ugas's jab. How he going to get on the inside of Errol Spence's jab? Errol Spence would have jabbed Manny Pacquiao to death and left uppercut and overhand left his ass to doomsday. Said Boots got to let Earl and Crawford finish their business. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Philly too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Philly, man. And you know what? I actually think Boots it would be willing to do that unless they put him in a mandatory position. I don't think he'll turn down that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Now, motherfuckers say they ain't gonna take no step aside money right now, but when they see that bag, shit might look different. You know, but it could be a situation where Boots gets to that mandatory spot and they say, okay, well, we're gonna fight for Undisputed next, and then we'll guarantee you an opportunity to be next in line for an Undisputed fight. So you finna get a step aside bag and you get guaranteed first in line to fight the winner. You can't beat that. Said Boo's gonna be champion in 2023. I agree. I think by 2023, by the end of 2023, I can see Jerron Boots Ennis world champion. I can see him world champion. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually think if Earl does beat Ugas and then turn around and beat Crawford for Undisputed, I think he'll relinquish the titles, go up. Or to be honest with you, see, he might fuck around and say, look, if the Jerron Ennis and Errol Spence fight is like super big like that, he probably stay down there and fight him for Undisputed. But I don't really see that happen. I think he'll relinquish, go up, and Earl will probably fuck around and fight Boots at 154 or something. But once those belts get relinquished, or let's say Terrence Crawford wins, you know, I think Terrence Crawford fuck around and retire. So the belt's gonna get relinquished at one point, and Boots is gonna be right there next in line to fight whoever for the vacant titles. And I think by the end of 2023, Jerron Boots Ennis will be world champion. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. The only thing he needs is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I think Boots can beat anybody right now. Even though, like I said, if I had to pick, I would pick both Spence and Crawford over Boots. Just right now. That could change in a matter of months. That could change by July of next year, depending on what I see. So, but just right now, I would have to pick those guys. But I think Boots can beat anybody. I think he got a chance to beat anybody right now. He's that good. At 24 years old, he's that skilled. He's that seasoned. He's that sharp. So I expect him to be world champion in multiple divisions. And I would actually, really love to see the Spence and Boots fight happen at 154, because I think Earl will be stronger at 54 and Boots will obviously be stronger at 54. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the brother Lawrence RBE. said, I still think Boots needs a little more seasoning before fighting Earl or Bud. Lubin thought he was ready, and we saw the results. Big facts. Big facts. And that's why, and Boots really ain't, he don't really be talking crazy like that. And when I be saying that, keep running your mouth shit, that's from Jamel Charlo and Erickson Lubin. Because Erickson Lubin, he thought he was ready. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was ready. He was talking real greasy. But he went in there and he got set down, and that could happen. I was just watching that fight not too long ago, man, and I was telling my boy, I was like, man, I wish this fight went 12 rounds. Or at least 7, 8, or 9. Because that shit was going to be so good. But it ended in the first round. And but it was turning up to be like a chess match. But that shit, that keep running your mouth shit, that shit go for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's acting like it's sweet, that's acting like, okay, like shit done changed because a motherfucker quiet, or, motherfucker had a couple of setbacks thinking shit done changed. Nah. But again, like you said, I think Boots, I think he ready right now to be competitive and possibly win. But in order to beat Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, I think Boots, he probably like 6 months to a year away. He probably like 6 months to a year away. You know what I'm saying? Eric Bowden in the building. Salute. What's good? Said once again, Bud, the odd man out. He thought he was running shit. Hey, bro, you know what's crazy, dog? Man, I've been saying, like, I be peeping shit on YouTube, like passing through. You know how you just get different videos or recommendations pop up in your feed from like different boxing channels or whatever. Like you might type in, Terrence Crawford, or trying to see like if some new shit came out. Man, I be seeing so much bullshit, man. People talking so greasy. And it's crazy how this shit be playing out. That's why, like, until things actually, happen, I don't really be like speaking a whole lot in depth on it. I might tell you what I think should happen, or the different scenarios and shit like that. But, man, everybody been talking greasy. Everybody been talking greasy. But Earl, how can you hate on Errol Spence fighting Yordenis Ugas for unification? That gives Bud an opportunity, even though right now he's the odd man out. That gives him an opportunity. It makes Terrence Crawford's job easier. If he want to be undisputed in 2 weight classes, that makes it that much easier for Terrence Crawford. All he got to do is beat one man. He just got to beat one man. If he want to, he can sit out the whole time and just wait on Earl. I don't recommend that. I wouldn't advise that. But he can sit out and just wait on Earl if he want to. He can let Earl go do what he do. And, he sit on the shelf and just and wait till Earl done. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, bet we got the date. Let's make it happen. If you want to do that, that way you only got to beat one guy. But I think he should try to get, I would love the Keith Thurman fight. And that could happen summertime. But I think the only way Terrence Crawford fights Keith Thurman before he fights Errol Spence is if Errol Spence has to do a mandatory in the summer. That's the only way that happens. But I don't really think that's going to happen because I believe that Jaron Ennis is going to end up having to fight a title eliminator to become the mandatory. I think he gonna fuck around and have to fight either Cody Crowley or Virgil Ortiz to be the mandatory. You feel me? So because it might be Cody Crowley, because I don't think Virgil Ortiz gonna fight him right now. I think he'll fight him in the future, but I don't think he gonna fight him right now. You know what I'm saying? So you know how they did that with Errol Spence when he was positioning himself to be the mandatory for the IBF when he was chasing Kell Brook. They tried to put Earl in like two different title eliminators, but guys kept dropping out the fight. So finally they put him in there with Leonard Bundu because he was the next one to step up. So that's what's gonna happen with Ennis. Because Ennis and I think when the new rankings come out, Cody Crowley gonna probably be like top 3, top 4. So they might do an eliminator with him and Ennis, or they might offer it to Ennis and Ortiz first. I think Ortiz gonna be like, nah, I ain't on that right now. I'll fight him later. So then they gonna give it to Cody Crowley, and Cody Crowley ain't gonna turn down no fight. He gonna fight. So we fucking around and see Ennis versus Cody Crowley in a title eliminator, and depending on when that fight happened, that's gonna give Earl more time to make the Crawford fight. Salute to the OG Mr. Mutt back in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said Boost can beat anybody at this point. I definitely agree. My only thing is a loss could take him back a few years. Lubin loss was in 2017 and he's still trying to get back. Big facts. Big facts, Mr. Mutt. And I've been saying that, bro. Like, he lost in 2017 and he's still slowly but surely working his way back. And look at all the things that transpired, all the things that took place in between then and now. We done already had an undisputed fight at 154. About to have a rematch for undisputed in February. So, and then you'd have had the belts change hands multiple times and big fights here. Like, everybody been mixing it up. And Lubin low-key had to sit on the sideline and get it out the mud. Now his name is being mentioned again with contenders and champions. And now he's back in that mix. So the same thing could happen to a Jaron Ennis or a Virgil Ortiz. And I understand that these guys, they want to fight the champions. But, man, I say, look, Conor Benn, Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Ennis, man, y'all fight each other. Imantas Stanionis, man, y'all go ahead and mix that shit up. I think you got a better chance of coming out on top. You fight amongst each other as opposed to jumping up to fight Spence or Crawford right now. I understand that you want that name and you want that money. So I get it. I'm not even going to hate on you for that. But at the same time, I'm just speaking logically. I'm like, okay, if Virgil Ortiz, do you want to fight Terrence Crawford or ERROL Spence? Or do you want to fight Conor Benn? You feel me? I think, Conor Benn fight for Ortiz or Ennis is a great fight. But them dudes, they don't want to fight each other. They just want to jump straight to the top guy. They don't want to fight the guys that's already on their level. You know, I understand it from a financial standpoint. You like, okay, all right, if I fight the big name, I can get a belt, I can get a bag. It's a good chance that I'll lose, but it's also a chance that I'll win too. So I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I wish we had more tournaments, man. You know, I like the idea of what the WBA is doing, but the way they went about it, it was just horrible. You know what I'm saying? You need to do that shit and put the right people in there. Don't put your champion in no damn tournament off his biggest win when you got other champions that he can unify with. Put these guys that's below the champ, put them in a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Let them dudes duke it out so we can see who the best out of them and then put them in the ring with the champion. That's how that shit really supposed to go. You don't put your champion in no damn tournament. The fuck you do that for? He already proved himself. Let the champion fight unifications. So I'm glad that they actually approved this shit, man. This is a beautiful thing for boxing. You know, that actually gives me hope that, and we know it's all about money at the same time. So, we can't get too carried away. At the end of the day, a bag is what made this shit possible. I'm pretty sure Al Heyman, they had to cut not only Stanionis a bag, but they had to cut the WBA a bag. You know what I'm saying? So I know how this shit go. Said Ben, Ennis, Ortiz, Crowley, Stanionis, Butayev, Ellis, some coming. Yeah, man, it's a lot of guys that can fight, man. It's a lot of young guys at the welterweight division. The welterweight division is so stacked with talent. It's so many incredibly talented fighters in that division, and I want to see all these dudes mix it up. Motherfuckers think you trying to protect fighters when I say, man, look, Earl and Bud, they need to fight. You know, Ugas, Earl, Bud, let them mix it up right now. These guys are in their 30s. You know what I'm saying? These dudes ain't finna be, Earl ain't finna be at welterweight all his motherfucking career, like Keith Thurman and shit. He got plans to be multi-divisional champion and move up and shit like that. We still ain't even seen the best of Errol Spence, in my opinion. You know, Ugas might fuck around and want to move up to 154. You know what I'm saying? But he's like 35, 34, 35, 36. He up there. So he trying to retire. Salute to my brother, the Soulmates in the building. What's good? Let these guys fight first. Y'all youngsters, y'all can fight each other. I don't understand the idea of, you know, these young guys blowing each other off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't on my level. I want the champion. Like, bro, y'all on the same level. Neither one of y'all fought no damn body. So what's up? Why is Conor Benn calling out Adrian Broner? If I'm Conor Benn, I want Ortiz. Y'all both fight on the zone. If I'm Conor Benn, I'm trying to get in the ring with Virgil Ortiz. He ranked ahead of me in the sanctioning bodies. I want his spot. Why the fuck you want to fight Adrian Broner? Adrian Broner ain't did what he done did in the last few years. What has Adrian Broner done in the last few years that make you say, I want that guy? I don't understand. Salute to the brother G5 Gabe in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said there's levels to this shit. Big facts. Hey, shout out to my brothers. Hey, it's levels boxing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boys, man. I just did a boxing workout with them this morning, man. They put me through the motherfucking grinder. You feel me? But you right. It's levels to this shit. Said especially when you don't have rounds with top competition. Facts. Having to face adversity. Facts. And coming out on top. Gotta be smart. Facts. Big facts, my brother. That shit plays a huge factor. That JAO in the building, salute to you, my brother. That plays a huge factor when you start stepping up in competition. When you trying to go directly to the best guys, like you need to be able to you need to be able to say, I got these rounds in with elite level competition. I know what to do if I get hurt. I know how to react if I get hit with a good shot. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this before. I've seen that before. You got to be able to say, you know, you want to go into that top fight with a champion with those accolades under your belt, those experiences under your belt. Hey, salute to my brother Jay Harris who he said, stop playing and hit the like button, man. Y'all heard that, brother. Hey, do what he said, man. Hit that like button. You feel me? I appreciate it. Y'all better listen to that man, bro. He ain't bullshitting out here. He got that strap on him, too. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all done seen a couple of them boys done fail in here already. Don't play with him. You feel me? But I don't understand why Conor Benn, you know, and Virgil Ortiz and Jerron Ennis, like, I don't understand why they not trying to fight these guys. Why they not trying to fight each other? I don't understand. It don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. Man, look, man, say, what's wrong with these folks, bro? Boys be making extra channels and shit. You know what I'm saying? Boys be making extra channels and shit, coming in here talking crazy, bro. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Malcolm Allen in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Shout out to the OG Mr. Munt back in that super chat coming through and showing love one more time. He said, if by some reason AB decides to actually let his hands go, I don't know if Ben can beat him because you can't knock that fool out. He definitely tough. He definitely tough. Hey, y'all go check out my boy G5 Gabe channel, man. He just dropped the link. You know what I'm saying? Good shit. Shout out to my brother G5 Gabe in the building. But yeah, man, Mr. Money, I feel you, bro, but I'm so tired of saying that, man, what's going to happen if AB throw his hands? I'm going to be real with you, bro. AB getting there with Conor Benn, bro, it might not be good for him. It might not be good for him. You know, he been out the ring so long. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of shape he gonna be in. You know, and the fight gonna be at 147. He's really never looked good at 147. Things could be different now. He's older, but he's just never really looked good at that weight. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really know what that fight would prove for Conor Benn. I don't know what that'll do for him outside of adding Adrian Broner to your resume. You know, and to be honest, I don't really think it's a financial fight for Conor Benn. I don't really think it's no, like, because they gonna have to overpay AB to get him in the ring with him. You're gonna have to sweeten the deal to get AB in the ring with Conor Benn. So I don't really see what type of financial gain that Conor Benn gonna get, because most of his money gonna go to trying to pay AB. I really don't understand, you know, why he want to fight AB. I don't get it. So it may say AB would never let his hands go again. Damn. Yeah, bro. You know, the thrill is gone with Adrian Broner, man. The thrill is gone. But I will say this. I would love to see Adrian Broner versus Montana Love. Now, that fight I will see. Now, that's different, because I want to see that fight for the entertainment value. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think, you know, Montana Love, of course, he's young and he in his prime. You know, he's got a lot of momentum right now. Incredibly skilled fighter. I love watching Montana Love fight. That dude got them hands. But they both from Ohio. Montana Love from Cleveland. AB from Cincinnati. You know, they both got that Midwest swag. Fly, flashy. You know what I'm saying? Nice combinations, hand speed, good power. Montana Love a southpaw. AB is an orthodox fighter. You know, that'll be a great fight. And you know what? I want to see the press conferences. I want to see the lead up to that fight. I want to see the ring walk, and I want to see the press conferences. Hey, that's going to be some shit talking going on. That'll be a good ass fight, man. That's the only fight, honestly, that's the only fight I want to see AB in. If AB not fighting Montana Love, I don't want to see it. Unless AB come back and do what I told y'all he need to do. He need to just fight bums. AB need to come back, fight like 4 or 5 bums, knock him out, because AB name, he gonna sell something. And plus he out there getting knockouts, come back, fight, go overseas, fight like 4 or 5 bums, and then you cash out for one last fight and call it a career. He already done fought everybody. He done already been in a whole lot of hard fights at a young age. Come back, you know, use your name and your likeness, fight by 4 or 5 bums, you know, knock them all out, and then run up a bag for one big cash out fight. And that could be Montana Love. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else. But if you're going to come back and try to fight real fighters, I only want to see Montana Love. That's it. See, hey, he said, said Love fuck around and beat AB. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's likely to happen. That's likely to happen, bro. That's likely to happen. But if anybody gonna do the ass whooping on AB, I'd rather it be Montana Love, bro. I don't want to see no damn Conor Benn go out there and knock AB ass out. I don't want to see that. Salute to the brother Black Boxing Kings in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said, salute, contender regime. Hey, salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. But yeah, hey, Big Tex 33, that could definitely happen, bro. That's actually very likely. But I think the fight would be competitive. I think that fight could look something like Adrian Broner versus Emmanuel Taylor. And y'all know I love that fight. To me, that's my favorite Adrian Broner fight. Emmanuel Taylor. That shit was incredible. It was a war. Back and forth. That shit was hell. I love that fight. And I think Emmanuel Taylor brought something out of AB, because And that's probably the last time I seen AB just like really let his hands go. That's the last time where I just seen AB just let them bitches fly because he didn't have no choice. Emmanuel Taylor brought something out of Adrian Broner. And I think Montana Love could do the same thing. Say, I like the Pauly fight. Man, you know what? That was actually one of my least favorite Adrian Broner fights. Only because I was mad as hell that he wasn't doing what I thought he could do. I'm like, bruh, why you just sitting there in a Philly shell the whole time trying to shoulder roll, bruh? Like, come on, man, let your motherfucking hands go, bruh. You not fluid. You know what I'm saying? Let your damn hands go. Hey, Maidana did too. Maidana, if you look after AB got knocked down in, what was that, the second round, after he got knocked down, if you really pay attention in that Maidana fight from rounds 3 on up to the 8th where he got knocked down again, AB was really like he was putting some rounds together. And he was fighting. Even all the way to the end, he was fighting. He was throwing it because he ain't had no damn choice. Maidana put AB in a position where he ain't had no choice but to throw his hand. You know, he was letting them bitches go. But I thought he could have did even more. That second knockdown really like took a lot of air out of AB. Because I thought he was putting on a nice string of consecutive rounds where he probably could have won a decision in that fight. If not for the second knockdown, he probably could have won a decision. You know what I'm saying? But but in that Emmanuel Taylor fight, that shit was so close and then Emmanuel Taylor didn't really have no power like Maidana did. He had decent pop, but he didn't have Maidana power, so it allowed him to stay there and be like a huge pest to AB. But then it wasn't overbearing where AB was just getting thrown all over the ring and shit. So, you know, when he did come back, he was able to like actually have an impact and run off. Like there was a point in that fight, man, where AB ran off a 10-punch combination. AB ran off like an 8-10 punch combination at the end of the 10th round. Go back and watch that shit. Broner versus Taylor. At the end of the 10th round, he ran off like an 8-10 punch combination. That shit was crazy. And he ain't had no choice because Taylor was walking his ass down. Taylor had that jab on him, and he was bringing that motherfucking right hand behind it too. And I'm tired of hearing about AB till he gets serious. Man, I understand, bro. I understand, dog. At this point, you know, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I don't know why Conor Ben is calling out Adrian Broner. Like, do they have beef or something? Why is he calling out Adrian Broner? I don't understand. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what the fuck is Conor Ben calling out Adrian Broner for? Like, what's the significance of that fight? With Little Rock Layden. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. Said Maidana was just too strong for him. He jumped up too fast and skipped 140. That was big facts. He definitely jumped up too fast, man. Too fast. You know, and then you go fight one of the... And at that time, I had Maidana ranked as the hardest puncher at 147 at that particular time. So you go up and fight one of the strongest, hardest hitting guys in the division, and you skip a whole weight class. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, that's tough for anybody to do, but as AB, you know, that's what he wanted to do. Said he was walking him down before that second knockdown. Big facts, he was, bro. I was watching that fight not too long ago, too, man. Sometimes I just be sitting around watching old fights, bro. Just to like, because it's different when you watch a fight live when it's actually happening. You see things from a different perspective because, you know, you be so invested and, you know, you can watch it and really break shit down analytically, but at the same time, it's different after you already seen the results. Then you go back and watch a fight. Now you looking for shit that you really didn't see the first time. You like, okay, damn. You know, I love watching older fights. he said Maidana did something to them gloves too. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Floyd got on his ass about that shit. Hey, but what? Hey, So what did y'all think about? Let me ask y'all this. I gotta touch on this shit before we get out of here. So how did y'all feel about, you know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about Jake Paul, bro? You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about Jake Paul, bro? Dude got real power. You know what I'm saying? We know he really ain't no boxer, but that motherfucker got real power, bro. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker got real power. I want to see him get in there with somebody who can fight now. That motherfucker got real power now. Hey, man. Boys got to quit fucking with JP like that, dog. Say he getting better and better every fight. Said Jake Paul gonna hurt somebody for real. Hey, if they keep putting dudes in there that's not real boxers, he gonna hurt somebody for real. You know what I'm saying? You gotta now you have to put somebody in there that's a real fighter now. Not just a real fighter, a real legitimate boxer. Because somebody gonna get hurt, bro. If you keep putting these dudes in there that really don't got no boxing experience like that, somebody gonna get hurt. And they can't keep giving everybody a damn boxing license, dog. Say he gonna fuck them UFC dudes up all day. I agree. If he keep fighting them UFC dudes, man, he gonna keep knocking them out. Say he fucking up our culture with black dudes. They have him fight. Nah, he ain't fucking up our culture, bro. He ain't fucking up our culture. You know what I'm saying? You could tell Jake Paul shit, he genuinely, you know, he feel like he part of the culture. I'm going to tell you, them dudes that's getting in the ring with him, they embarrassing their damn self. You know what I'm saying? Nate Robinson, he embarrassed his damn self. Tyron Woodley, you know, he embarrassed his damn self getting out there fucking with that boy, and you know you ain't no damn boxer. You know what I'm saying? You know, but shit, Jake Paul, he getting to the money. Hold on. Salute to the OG Mr. Munt back in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said Jake Paul fight was top 5 worst fights I ever seen. Only good thing was a knockout. Yeah, that shit was terrible leading up to the knockout. All they was doing is hugging and shit. I'm like, man, come on now. All they was doing is hugging and, you know what I'm saying, clenching and all this shit with no punches being thrown. I agree. I actually thought, before the knockout, I thought the Darren Williams and Frank Gore fight was better than that. Big Tech say throw him in there with Ammo Williams. Hell yeah, that's what I want to see. Put his ass in there with Ammo. And Ammo put them beats on it. He wouldn't do that, though. He wouldn't get in there with Ammo Williams, man. Ammo will fuck Jake Paul up. He wouldn't do that. See, he ain't gonna fight nobody like that. You know, said that shit made my head hurt. Said I dare Jake to get in the octagon. Watch what happened. His career over in one fight. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But like, I'm gonna say this. As far as Jake Paul, man, you know, he doing this thing. He getting in there with guys he know he can beat. And he making a bag. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I do respect also. I like the fact that he putting an eye on certain fighters and allowing them to get an opportunity. Like, keep in mind, Montana Love is in a position that he in right now, in large part due to him appearing on the first Paul and Woodley undercard. He was on a big stage in his hometown, went out there, put up a phenomenal performance versus Baranachek, got the knockout. Next thing you know, he got a long-term deal with Matchroom and DAZN. Now he fighting on Devin Haney undercard. Big time shit, getting money now. You know what I'm saying? And he's about to continue to turn up. Amanda Serrano. And shout out to Amanda Serrano. She out there fighting in Jordan 6s, bro. How did Amanda Serrano out there whooping ass in Jordan 6s, dog? Bro, she a bad motherfucker, man. Amanda Serrano a bad motherfucker. She got a chin on her. Boy, she be coming forward, throwing punches and bunches. Her fights be very entertaining. And her fighting under Jake Paul's main events is really putting an eye on her and really getting her brand and her name out there. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that aspect of what Jake Paul is bringing to the game. And you know what? I respect him because he genuinely respect the sport. People can say, you know what, it's a circus act and all this shit, and that's true. It's exhibition, circus acts, and all that extra shit. I don't take it as real boxing, but I do appreciate that this guy actually take the sport serious. He gotta take the sport serious because he actually working on shit while these other dudes coming in the game thinking it's sweet and they get in there and get fucked off. But he actually training. You can see he take this shit serious, you know, and he makes sure these fighters is getting paychecks. They getting airtime on TV, pay-per-view. Like, man, I fuck with what Jake Paul doing. You really can't hate on that. As far as like the actual boxing, yeah, that's some bullshit. But everything else, like, I think he found his spot in the game. You know what I'm saying? For casual fans, he found his spot in the game. Salute to the queen, Amira J, in that super chat coming through and showing love. Y'all go subscribe to Simply Amira J as well. You feel me? Nice YouTube channel. She say, Willie ain't welcome. Oh yeah, she from St. Louis. So she said, Willie ain't welcome back to the loop. He dropped his hand. Hey, I'm just glad the guy from Dallas, Texas won. You know what I'm saying? Last night. I'm just glad the guy from Dallas, Texas won last night. I'm glad Tyron Woodley ain't from Dallas, Texas. That shit would have made me mad. That's why I can sit up here, you feel me, and be so cool and calm about that shit. Because that shit would have had me hot. He get knocked out like that. That shit would have fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? But she said Tyron Woodley can't come back to the loo. Damn. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. You know. But I also like how Woodley handled that, though. You know, after the fight. I watched the post-fight press conference. Man, he handled that shit good. You know what I'm saying? He handled that shit good. You know, he got up there on the podium and he was in the middle of a conversation with, I think, his mom or something like that. And she was like, you all right, baby? And he was like, Mom, I promise you I'm good. Yo, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that low key was fucked up. Like, this dude in the middle of a conversation on speakerphone, and he like, you know, I promise you I'm good. Like, imagine you on pay-per-view and your family back home, all they seen, they not there. All they seen is you got knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, slump, face down and shit. You got fucked up. So, you know, you on the phone, they calling you. They like, is you all right? You good? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of scary, bro. Low key. That's tough to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, they call you like trying to see if you good. And he up there, he like, I promise you I'm good. I'm straight. Man, that's low key fucked up. Salute to my brother, the real Marlo TV in the building. He said, oh, my mama Willie can't come back. Damn. Hey, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up, dog. Y'all gotta let my boy Willie back, man. Y'all gotta let him come back, dog. Yo, salute to my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. He said, salute contender regime. Boxing keep cooking with these facts. Spence keep making us look like prophets because he a man of his word. Big facts. He doing everything he said he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, I'm finna get all these belts and then I'm gonna link up with you later for Undisputed. What's good? I'm doing everything I said I was gonna do. How y'all gonna hate me for keeping my word? Shit I said 3 years ago. Come on now. Hey, real shit. Salute to the Queen Neek J in the building. Said I was a little upset with mama. She kept asking him that. Yeah, for real. Yo, that's tough. Like, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's tough. You know what I mean? You just got flatlined like that, bruh. And your mama, your family, they asking you if you all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Say, you know you sleeping good if your ankles... Oh, shit. Bro said, you know you sleeping good if your ankles touching the ground. Yo, hey, man. And nah, that shit really was fucked up, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I seen that, dog, I was like, wow. And you know what? Because I had the stream on and shit. So I actually went to go make a move You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was like the second or third round, and I was trying to finish the fight, but I'm like, man, these dudes hugging and shit. I'm finna dip out. You feel me? Go up to this little spot, and then by the time I make it to the spot, I see they got the fight on and shit. And next thing you know, Tyron Woodley getting flatlined. I'm like, damn, this shit escalated quickly. And bro was like old boy said, bro, ankles was touching the ground. Like, no, bro, he didn't have to go out like that, dog. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I was on Stream. It was a Stream East Live. Stream East Live. They be having like the football games and shit like that. I was on Stream East Live. And I was watching that shit, man, and you know, the Darren Williams and Frank Gore fight was entertaining, but then with Willian and then Amanda Serrano, her shit was good, boy. They was going to war. That was a good ass fight. That shit, they went to war. And then Willie and them get up there hugging and all that shit. I'm like, man, come on, dog. Every time the ref break y'all up, y'all get back together and start, you know, grabbing on each other and shit. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Let me see something. And then when I leave, motherfuckers want to have a knockout and shit. Like, come on, dog. Said them inside the ankles, though. That's a different kind of sleep. Yeah, the inside of your ankles touching the ground, bro. Come on, dog. Nah. Hey, it's a picture. It's a meme that somebody sent me. I was gonna post on the IG, but I said no, bro, cause that shit, it was too funny, bro. I ain't gonna do the brother like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a meme that I really wanted to post. They had this man laid on the floor like the Toy Story toys, like Woody. You know what I'm saying? Woody laying lifeless on the floor, face down, and Buzz Lightyear, he laying on his back, and goddamn Woodley, they done cut out a paste of him laying face down like a lifeless doll or a toy or something. I was gonna post that, but I'm like, nah, I ain't finna do the brother like that. You know what I'm saying? I just keep that to myself for my own little personal enjoyment. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna post that shit, man. Y'all can go find that on y'all own, bro. I ain't wanna do bro like that. Said, hey. Hey, but let this be a lesson. Look, hey, man, this gotta be a lesson. If y'all gonna get in there fucking with Jake Paul, have your shit together. Have your shit together. At this point, we can't keep blaming Jake Paul. At this point, we cannot keep blaming Jake Paul for picking certain guys. These guys that's getting picked, y'all need to have y'all shit together, because you see what's gonna happen. He knocking motherfuckers out with that same right hand. He done knocked out everybody he been in the ring with, man. So, if you gonna keep getting in there with Jake Paul, just have your shit together. That's all I'm gonna say. Have your shit together. Said Gonzalez shook Zerto ass a few times last night before he got knocked out. I gotta go back and watch that. I missed the Zerto fight, man. I was moving around last night, bro. I missed most of everything that was going on outside of the Paul and Woodley card. You know, motherfuckers was trying to be entertained last night. I'm like, man, let me see what the fuck going on, man. Said Zerto ain't what that is. He ain't ready for Cinnabon. Hey, you know what? From what I have seen from Ramirez, you know, I think he can fight, but he ain't been tested. He really ain't been tested. And I've seen this story a million times. I'm not saying it's gonna be him, but I've seen this story a million times. These dudes that be 40 and 50 and 0 ain't never fought no damn body. But then when they actually get in there with like some real competitors, like some top-notch guys, they be looking very ordinary. You know what I'm saying? They be looking, you know, sometimes even bad. They'll look bad. So we'll see what he do when he actually get up there. He said he like the Jamal James of 175. Damn, that's a great comparison. If you gonna do it, because I know that really puts it in perspective. Now, I ain't gonna call him that yet because I really want to see what he do. You know what I'm saying? When he get in there with like a Canelo or a David Benavidez or something like that. So I think it'll be like a matter of time before David Benavidez at 175. You know, Callum Smith and all them guys up there too. You know, I want to see him get in the ring with some of them and see what he look like. Said Gonzalez was getting his ass beat so bad he gave the ref. hey, Big Tex, you crazy as hell, bro. He said Gonzalez was getting his ass beat so bad he gave the ref a hug when he stopped it. Hey, yo, that's crazy, dog. Hey, shit like that be happening though. Like, you can tell sometimes when these fighters be relieved that they got stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just like, if you pay attention sometime, like some of these fighters, bro, they be, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be happy as hell when the ref stop it. Like, thank you, goddamn. Cause I wanted to quit, but I didn't want to look like no hoe. But I'm glad you stopped it. Damn, I gotta go back and see that shit, bro. I'm gonna watch that, and I gotta watch Hitcherson's. Hitchens. I said Hitcherson's. Hitchens. I gotta watch him too. I think that's his name. I missed a couple of fights last night, man. But look, I'm finna go ahead and get up out of here, man. Look, salute to everybody that came through. You feel me? Everybody that super chatted. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Everybody in the regular chat, just chopping it up with your boy, man. I appreciate y'all. If y'all haven't hit the like button, man, hit that like button before y'all dip out. You know, I'm gonna let y'all get back to y'all Sunday, man. Watch some football and, you know, enjoy y'all family. Do what y'all do, man. Y'all be safe out there. We're gonna get back to it. Shit, I probably drop something tomorrow, man. We're gonna continue to build off of, Spence Ugas, see what Crawford does, you know what I'm saying, and just continue to build off of everything that's been going on, man. But, hey, holla at y'all, man. Contender regime, boxing, I'll holla at y'all boys, man. Y'all hold it down.